Hi everyone, so today we are going to practice making value tints and shades using our paint. So first thing I want you to do using just a pencil is write your name on the top of your sheet so we know whose is whose. And then it says value paint practice. So we have a scale on our paper here. You'll also notice I have my paint palette, I have a paper towel nearby, and I also have my water cup right here too, because we are going to need this when we switch colors. So when you look at your scale, your 5 boxes, you're going to see that it says lightest, middle, and darkest. On the top it also says color plus more white, color plus white, color plus black, and color plus more black. So to start, what we need to do is pick one color. Do not pick black and do not pick white because we are using them to mix into the colors. So I'm just gonna pick my color. I'm gonna go with red. A little tap into the paint. You don't need to scoop it, but what you're gonna do is start in the middle box, box number 3. That is your pure color, your hue. So what you're gonna do is just paint it in. If you go outside the boxes a little bit, it's okay, because what we are creating is a full value scale. So there's my red. What I can do now, because I already have red on my brush, is I can start to work to the different sides. So I'm going to take another dip of my red, and I'm going to do our shade first. A shade is when you take a color and you add black to make it darker. So I'm going to take what I have on my brush right now, and I'm just going to press it into this box. Okay? Now my brush still has red on it, but I need black. So what you're gonna do is clean out your brush. What I like to do is do swirls and pretend I'm painting the bottom of the cup to get all of that color off. Then swipe on the side, so swoosh and swipe. Then since we're using tempera paints, it's nice to just dab that extra water off. And then you're gonna take a little bit of black and mix it with that red. This is creating a shade of red. You'll notice too that it will obviously get darker. Beautiful, so there's my first step off my red. Next it says color, so red plus more black. So since I already have black on here, I'm gonna take that and get it on the paper. And it needs more, so I'm adding more. Clean my brush. And then get your red in there. We still want to be able to see the red even though it's dark. Now when I'm looking at my scale, I can kind of judge with my eyeball if I need to adjust anything. So looking at this one, I think I can put a little bit more black in there to make it darker. And if I make this box darker, this box will look lighter. So I'm just going to push this one with a little bit more black. I don't want pure black because I still want to see that red, and I can see it in there, which is perfect. Okay, so next we're going to work the opposite way. So I'm going to clean off my brush really good, and I'm going to do my tints. A tint is when you add white to a color. So I'm going to start with my little bit of red, swoosh it in there, then take my white and mix them together. Perfect, there's that. Clean off your brush. Now since this one has color plus more white, I'm gonna start with my white. Get a bunch on that paper. And I only need a tiny bit of red to mix it in there. Looking at my whole scale too, I think this one right here isn't quite light enough, so my paint is still wet, so I'm just gonna add more white. You can see that I'm getting a new color when I do this. I'm getting pink. Pink is a tint of red if you didn't know already. When you're done, make sure your brush is completely cleaned off. Make sure your cap goes back on your paint, and then you're gonna put your little piece of paper on a tray and it needs to go into the drying rack.